You turn from the vampire to give her privacy. Now you're facing the shadowy rooftops of Ring City. The back of your neck is cold, it feels very vulnerable. However, instead of the sound of your own ripping flesh, you hear the unmistakable sound of rustling clothes. Soon she commands you to turn around again. She's wearing the... please give me another photo. She is wearing the dress you gave her. The plunging neckline is a gift from the gods. As quickly as you can, you turn your eyes away from her chest. Now you see that the rest of the dress fits perfectly. Thanks the god for that, you think. You could stop the heartbeat of time itself in that dress, you say. You have a good heart, the vampire says. Your life will be short and painful in the city. People keep telling me that, you say. Unfortunately, I haven't got much choice. I have problems of my own and I need coin. That's mostly found in cities. Ironova hugs the dress to her slender frame. If you need coin, then I can help you. I'm listening. You say, I know of a house right here in the outer ring with wealth beyond imagination, the vampire tells you. A man as brave and foolish as you should find coin aplenty within its walls. What do you say? I'm not interested tonight. Oh, that's a good one, that's a good one. I mean, fuck, I can't tell in what sense is he saying because I can't hear him, so that sounds like I'm not interested tonight, I'm too tired. That also could mean, oh, I'm not interested tonight, I need to see what this is. Fuck. You know what? I'm gonna make the bad choice. I'm not interested tonight. I will surprise her. You think in your experience you find it better to be a little unpredictable. Oh, it is in the good way, I think. My morale is insanely high. You find it better to be a little unpredictable. Besides, it seems unlikely that she's offering you information just for your own good. There is something in this for her. A refusal might force her to show her hand. Thank you, but no, you tell her. Okay, fuck, it's not in the good way. I'm tired and I need sleep. Besides, I'm done doing other people's dirty work from now on. I only work for me. Shame, fuck. She says, and you hear a hint of laughter in her voice. You might have saved the life of someone important to you. You frown. Whose life? I don't know anyone, Ring City. You think back over the last 48 hours. You have been here less than 2 days, and the only people you have formed any sort of meaningful connection with is a city guard with more brawn than brain, a vampire, a trickster got stuck inside an amulet in Kriya. Wait, you say. Is it Kriya? Has something happened to her? I just left her room. I just left her in a room. Ironova smiles and reminds you of the look of a wolf's face before she attacks. She cups one hand to her ear. I hear things from up here. What do you hear? Things no mortal can, she purrs. Would you see this house and save a life? You sigh. Lead the way. Is it Gukog? Ironova leads you across the rooftops of Ring City to a different world up here. Down below, the air is always stuffy. Down below, the air is always stuffy and rank with the odor? Stink with the odor, maybe? Anyhow, up here there is a gentle breeze, fresh and crisp, with the promise of autumn. You're forced to traverse several wide gaps. The vampire leaps the chasm with ease. You have to work up your nerve on the last jump, barely making it. The vampire watches you with the cool detachment of a predator watching prey. If you had fallen, you get the feeling that she wouldn't have cared much. She leads you to the edge of the shingled rooftop with that's busy with chimneys and goes into a crouch with accentuates her prowling feline characteristics. What? Oh, she goes into a crowd showing how feline she is. I don't think I've ever heard anyone compare vampires to feminine things. I guess women are compared to feminine things, that's why they're doing this. You crouch next to her. Across a wide gap stands a grotesque temple of Cyclopean architecture. What the hell is Cyclopean architecture? With precarious spires thrusting into the night sky. Dark arrow slits break up. What? Dark arrow slits break up the ancient edifice. Man, so many heavy words in this. I don't know any of this. I mean, slits I think is just like gap in between two things. But like ancient edifice, I'm guessing that's like drawings or something. The crenellated walls, great, another one, crenellated, loom up before you like an obscene obelisk to some terrifying elder god. Didn't elder gods die already? One hand goes automatically to the medallion under your tunic. What is this place, you wonder aloud? One of the last remaining temples of Thog the Unmerciful? Is that a god? That sounds like a weird name. That sounds like a demon's name, honestly. The vampire tells you, you grunt. I'm betting this Thog character is not a god of wine and dancing. Ivanova shakes her head. She makes no indication of laughing, and if she understood it was a joke, she didn't find it funny. But the best jokes are lost on the wrong people, you frown, and return your attention to the temple of Thog. The idea of Kriya being held prisoner in a place like that sends a shiver down your spine. What the hell? What the nine hells is a place like this doing in Ring City? Why do they have to spell the sentence like this? I mean, what in the nine hells is a place like this doing in Ring City? That could have done Night City, fucking Cyberpunk 2077. That was a good game, by the way. The temple was here before Ring City and the city before it, says the vampire in a faraway voice. It has stood here for 2 ages of the world. The very stone cry out to me. What do they say? You ask, afraid to hear the answer. They speak of the blood which has been shed within those walls. She says, that's cheerful, you say. What do they want with Kriya? You turn when the vampire fails to answer and find she's gone. There's no trace of her. She has changed into fog and disappeared across the rooftops. For all you know, she might have done just that. You're an idiot to trust her, Egra says. Where have you been, you whisper. Away, she said. I was watching though. You tell me not to trust the vampire and yet you abandon me while she's near. I'm an idiot to trust you, you say. If you go in there, I will not render aid. Very well, you think. Your help rarely works out in my favor anyway. I've saved your life more than once. You nearly killed me more than once, you point out, and in a situation which I did almost die because of her, and I backed out of that choice because that choice was shit. I mean, I rarely back out of choices, but I had to. That was just like a matter of principle at that point. Fucking hell, that ruined my mood. But regardless, besides, if Kriya is in there, I'm going to save her. How do you know Kriya is inside? Because the vampire said so. You say, did she? Egra says, far away, dogs bray in the night. Despite Egra's protest, you're going in because the game is forcing me, essentially. There's not going to be an option to go back to the inn to check on her or something. There's obviously not going to be an option to check on her or anything. See, this is the thing. It's very linear. I mean, at least we have a choice in here, but this is not even worth it. Fucking hell. I mean, you gotta give me more than that. And you see my stats right now, they're shit. And even then, I'm guessing I'm going to take the second top best route at the end of this. Because I have no clue how shit you have to be at this game and how much favor you will have to use to get the better of trousers achievement. Fucking hell. And yeah, she did not say, the vampire did not say it was Kriya. She was just in the bottom room. How could she possibly be here? But the game's forcing me, so there's nothing I can do. Now all you have to do is figure out a way inside. You make a circuit of the rooftops surrounding the temple. There is a roof building. It might be my sister though. There's a roof built within, but how would she know about it? There is a roof built within jumping distance of the notched wall. You might make the leap without plummeting to your death, or you could descend to the street level and try slipping over the front gate. What do? I don't think it's a good idea to go through the front gate, so I'm just gonna jump across. Fucking it. The gate will be more heavily guarded, you think. After all, anyone charged with securing the temple would know that the rooftops of Ring City are already guarded in this case by a vampire. There's a lower level that requires more protection. You make the short leap across the crenellated ramparts. As soon as your foot touches the stone, the ancient fortification gives out under your weight. Holy shit, you throw out your hands in a desperate attempt to save yourself from plummeting to your death. Your fingers close around the sculpted limbs of an octopus-like gargoyle with 8 writhing tentacles and a hideous gaping maw. You grip the tentacles with all your strength and pay no one inside heard the stones land in the courtyard far below. I mean, it's soft ground, probably not, but maybe if they fall on each other. The gargoyle is carved above one of the arrow slit window. Okay, so slit window must be those rectangular windows, like very small ones with like stuff drawn around them. So they're really small and they don't really have like glass in them. They're just kind of open as far as I know. It could be that. The gargoyle is carved above one of the arrow slit windows. 2 of his tentacles make up the decoration sill. Mind-numbingly horrifying though their taste in architecture might be. The ancient worshippers of Thog had a real talent for intricate design. You could try climbing up the wall and go in through the roof, or could try to squeeze in through the arrow slit. You think you might be skinny enough to fit, but it would be tight, and if not, you will be stuck and exposed. I will climb up to the roof. I don't think it's a good idea to shove ourselves in there. Oh great, something was up there. Of course, trying to squeeze through the arrow slit seems like a good idea to get stuck. Take a few deep breaths to work up your courage and then reach for the gargoyle's head. Pressing your toes into the tiny crevices between the stone, you slowly make your way back up the side of the temple wall. The great effort requires every last ounce of your strength. Your muscles tremble under the exertion. Almost at the top, when your fingers give out, a scream leaps to your lips. You tumble through the air. The courtyard rushes up fast. You have just enough time to regret not going through the window. Alas, you finally succumb to your death. I think the problem here is that the way our character has been shown so far, it feels like our character is a pro climber, and he is not. But the way the story puts it, it looks like he is, because he's always climbing up shit. So I can't really say it's my fault for this, but okay. Squeezing through the windowsill, I guess. I mean, I pretty much guessed as much that windowsill would not be a good idea. I mean, these things are very thin, but apparently these are not as thin as I'm thinking, I guess. Squeezing through the window. Going up seems like a good way to fall. The city is older than the rest of the building. This building is older than the rest of the city. I mean, if this building is older than the rest of the city, it must mean that it's been made to be able to stand for years and even centuries even. So this building must have some good structure, so it should not just fall apart like that. You aren't sure how long the heinous octopus gargoyle will hold your weight. Thrust one leg through the windowsill and reach in with your left hand and grope around for purchase. I still don't understand what purchase here means. I'm guessing purchase actually means two things. This might not be a typo. I think a purchase might mean another thing. I think purchase means like, I feel like it means ledge to stand on, but or like some like thin thing to grab on while climbing onto a rock or something. But I am not sure what that actually means. So I'm just gonna go around with that and grope around for purchase. Yeah, I'm guessing purchase here means just like something to grab onto so that you can stay up, I'm guessing. Your fingers close around cold stone. You slowly, with great difficulty, wedge yourself into the arrow slit. You get stuck with your head and right shoulder hanging outside. If any of the thug worshippers spot you hanging halfway out of the window, you'll make an easy target. That frightening possibility flashes through your mind, and a moment later you see movement in the courtyard below. A bank of clouds blot out the moon, pitching the temple in a shadow, and all you can make out is a furtive shape creeping through the darkness. You hold your breath and wait. The stone which you knocked loose lies shattered on the cobbled courtyard. It wouldn't take much for someone to figure out where it came from. As the shadowy figures move closer to the broken fragments, you exhale all the air from your chest and wriggle until your body finally scrapes through the opening. You sit down hard. The window opening left cuts and scrapes on your arm and leg, but you are no worse for wear. While you suck air back into your chest, you look around. Okay, let's see. You are in an unlit passage which curves around the outside of the western spire. The walls are thick with cobwebs and there's a foul odor about the place, like a butcher's shop in bad need of cleaning. Your face wrinkles in disgust. You remember the vampire's cryptic words about all the blood spilt inside these walls and shudder. Is this the same temple that we came to where a demon was riding one of the generals or something, where we jumped out the window and used featherfall? I think might be. I'm not sure. Best to find Kriya and get out before anyone finds you. If there is any wealth about, you'll pick it up. Although from the state of the corridor, you can't imagine there will be much worth taking. No telling where Kriya might be. Tegra, you think? Any ideas? There's no answer. I don't like being here any more than you do, you think. The faster I find Kriya, the faster we can all go. Silence. Search around inside your mind for any trace of Egra. She's not just refusing to speak, it's like she has gone away. You had the same sensation while inside the temple of Aletheia, while you were being healed from your wounds. It's hard to say how you know. It's more instinctual, but you think you're free of Egra for the time being. It's a pity. You would use some company in this place, even if that company is a prankster's voice inside your own head. You shrug. Fine, I'll do this on my own. Oh, come on, you missed out on the fucking Thanos reference right here. Fine, I'll do it myself. I should have done it like that. That would have been funny. But I don't know when this chapter was written then again. That fucking movie might not have come out by then, so I don't know. With no idea where you are, left is as good as right. As you turn left and proceed along the corridor, that's just fucking weird, okay?